Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here for the Will County Board Capital Improvements. I would like to call this meeting to order a little late, but as fast as I can at 10:30. And Jackie's already ready, so Member Trainier, would you please join us with the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Miss Sandy, can we get a roll call? Oh, I can do that too.
Axley,
Yes.
Ballage,
Your
calendar. Brooke,
Yeah.
Bullock,
Here.
Costa, Revis,
Maybe I did.
Freeman.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Next up, we have the approval of minutes. It's item 252198 from July 1st, 2025. I have a motion from Member Brooks and a second from Ballage. Can I get a roll call, please?
Axley,
Yes.
Ballage,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yeah.
Bullock,
Yes.
Costa, Freeman,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you, Tim. And next up, in old business, we have our facilities update, and Mr. Fern is not here, but Mr. Ken Rogalski?
Yes,
Is that correct?
Rogalski. Yes.
Rogalski, sorry, is here to join us. So I will turn the floor over to you, Ken.
Thank you. Hey, on the first slide here for the interior modifications for the court annex building, what we just started this week. And Arlington Construction will be is the general contractor doing the work. We're turning all the unused courtrooms into usable office space. And it'll be the civil process that will be occupying the second floor. That just started Monday. The next one here for 58 East Clinton Street. We're complete. Public defender is on the third floor and land use is on number 4, and we're up and running. For the VAC, Harbor Construction is the general contractor and Leggett is the architect. Can we just have some photos moving forward? It shows the demolition, doing a build out framing of some new walls and office spaces. This one here, this is in the basement. This is a new service being installed, new water valve and water meter. Everything has been shut off for probably 7-8 years right now. So we had to put some new valves in there, and the city's coming in here to put in new water meters. So we'll be taking care of with that. Yeah, building renovations, 95%, or I'm sorry, the roof replacement is 95% complete. The glass is replaced, that's done. The interior space underway, and we're anticipating, yeah, by fall to be finished with this project. This is at the courthouse right now, and that picture is actually an old controller. It's an Elco controller. And what that is, that's for our cooling towers. And what we do, we have a water management program. And on the right, that's a graph in real time. That's just a couple of things we put on there, but that just tells you what the inhibitor level is in the water and the pH. And what I can do now, we implemented a new water treatment company. They're called Global Water Technologies. And it's for our closed loops and for our HVAC cooling towers. I can pull up data and historical graphs in real time, make sure everything is running correctly. And to date, we have saved over $97,000 in evaporation credits And what evaporation credits are, we meter the incoming water to our cooling towers, and we have a meter, what they call on the blowdown line. The difference is lost between drift and evaporation. And we get a credit back from the city of Joliet. And I'm happy to say, yes, since we opened the courthouse to now, we saved over $97,000. And this is by proper controlling of the chemistry and automation and cycling up the concentrations on our cooling tower system. So we're still kind of like implementing that right now, but that's just about completed. This is at the adult detention facility. This is at the jail. Keith Boucher is the maintenance supervisor over there, and his crew did a fabulous job. All of this work that you see here was done in-house by his maintenance craftsmen. The painting, the epoxy flooring, the new workstations were done by his carpenter. Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean,
pretty.
their work is beautiful. And in his B pod, there's 48 inmate cells in there, and it took them a couple of months, but they totally rehabbed that. And they've done all the work in-house, and they saved thousands of dollars by completing that internally. They did such a good job.
What is that? What, I think mailbox is that blue arrow pointing, that mailbox right here? Yeah, that mailbox? Yeah,
That's a good, I think that's something for the deputies when they receive like, memos and work orders and stuff like that. And the reason for the yellow is the inmates can't pass the yellow line. So if you wanted to talk to a deputy or somebody, you have to stand behind that, yellow, yes, sir, behind that yellow line. Yeah. And this is just some different angles. There's 2 floors in every housing unit. And, that just shows you more that the painting, the railing staircases, they epoxy coated the flooring themselves. They did a wonderful job. Yeah, that's the same thing. And this to the left, that would be one of the inmate holding cells. That just to give you an idea. And to the right is when they're allowed to make a telephone call. So that area's been done. They really did a great job. And this is at the health center. We had some new signage put up, and this was all actually done in-house by our highway department. They helped us out, and we purchased the signage through them, and they did all the installation for us. It really turned out good. We did it here. This was another project at Sunny Hill. Originally, we had deliveries, and with the trucks coming in, they were chewing up the grass, maybe knocking down a sign, and it was pretty close to the fire hydrant. So we had the grass scalped out, put out down some river rock, and put some boulders in there. Kind of dresses it up a little bit, and it's actually protective barrier against the fire hydrant. This was a good one. This was for the health department. Under Tyler Bargas's management, his guys were able to receive some additional training for a new lighting program. So that enables them to change lighting schedules, troubleshoot, and so forth. But they attended an all-day course on his Hubble lighting program. It was very helpful. Here's one of our guys, Don Rose. Under the direction of Tyler Bargas, Don Rose is a facilities team member. He always goes above and beyond to get the job done. He has a wonderful attitude, full of initiative. He works well with everyone. So congratulations to Don. You know, he really did good. And this is just everything we've accomplished so far. Over 650 work orders were completed during the month of July. Over 550 hours of labor with an average cost of $15.75 per work order with a 98% completion rate and on time. The health campus team participated in training to learn how to program lighting schedules and their new system, how to change parameters in hardware and how to troubleshoot. And of course, I told you about the new water treatment that's being implemented at the courthouse. Seal coating is complete at the Will County Health Department Community Health Center. Animal Protection Services and Emergency Management Agency Fire extinguishers have been updated and sprinkler inspections are complete. The new North Bolingbrook Health Department is completed and cleaned with new custodial equipment installed. And I think kind of kept us busy.
You did, you went through that quickly. Unfortunately, I have lots of questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
I just saved all mine to the end. So the Veterans Assistant Commission build out at Copperfield,
Mhm.
how many leaks did you end up having when
Um,
you turned on the water?
As of right now, I don't have an answer for you because I don't know. I wasn't there, but I didn't hear of anything really
Okay,
too
I
crazy.
knew when I took a
you know?
tour,
Yeah,
for those on the committee, I have been making it a mission of mine as chair to make it to all of the facilities because I think I need to have a clue what they're talking about when they come. And I would encourage all of you to reach out and set some of your own up. We can't go as a whole, it's way too much. But I've been on a mission. So when I went, they had just turned the water on and
Okay.
they had like 3, they were really excited that there was only 3 and most of them were easy repairs.
Yeah.
And the water's been running, because like you said, it's been off for
about 8 years.
so many
right?
years. So I was just curious if any more had popped up over the time. Do we have any date other than anticipated completion of that project, except
No.
for fall? Is it
Yeah.
like?
No, I could probably get more from Bill Fern when he gets back from
Okay,
vacation.
yeah, because I
He
mean,
can
fall
get
is
you-
to me almost here. I know August
know.
is September 21 is the first day of fall. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
member trainer. But it's coming close. I thought maybe we could narrow it down a little bit.
get you paid.
The water treatment control at the county courthouse. You said something, you're capturing water? Or are you capturing water as well and refiltering it through? What's
No, what we're doing,
misunderstood?
we're getting evaporation credits through the city of Joliet. And what that does is on our cooling tower, we make up thousands of gallons of water. And that's evaporative cooling for our HVAC for a building that size. So what we do, we put a meter on the incoming of the cooling tower that feeds it, and there's one on the blowdown. And the rest, we lose it by either drift, just, dissipates, or through evaporation. And by monitoring and keeping a real tight schedule and making sure our equipment is running good, we can cycle up our cooling towers, our cycles of concentration. So that means we could run harder, we could run longer, and we could use less water. And what we do now, we see the difference in our R&E's been working with us, and we get evaporation credits, and we show an actual deduction on our water bill every single month. So we implemented this at the courthouse, and we also have this at the ADF too.
So is there talk about, like, if it's successful here, which $97,000, is that
Yeah,
the right number?
Since I opened till now, we saved 97,000. But Micah, you can only use this like on large scale buildings where you would have cooling towers.
Oh, okay.
Rooftop units.
So it wouldn't
comfort
work
cooling, it
on
wouldn't
all of
work.
our facilities?
No, it's something that uses a large quantity of water on a daily basis.
Yep, got to turn your light on, Mr. Oxley. And I got to turn it on for you. There you go. Oh, there you go. Did I
Is
turn
that
it
like
on?
a credit for the evaporation is not wastewater treated then? Is that, so it doesn't go through the sewer system? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so then the adult detention center, you pointed out the yellow.
Yeah,
I was going to point out the mirrors. I toured this one
that's
too.
right. We toured it, yeah.
It is visible from where they stand. They can see everywhere. And when the residents there are released, they're not allowed behind. So it's like you can see everywhere. It was very well done. And I didn't realize that they intentionally do damage to things to it's to get out. I learned that they'll take like toilet paper and toothpaste and make a machete material and then put it over their lamps.
They over the lamps,
Oh, machete, I'm thinking of, that's
like a
tool.
paste.
Yes, they make a paste and then they'll put it and it'll stick to the lights because they have to have the lights on.
And they do it on the
Nightlight?
supplies for the ductwork. Some of them, if they feel they're
Mhm.
getting too cold in there.
They'll
So
stick it in the
they'll make that and
holes.
all the holes they'll fill up.
But if they, do enough damage to their cell, then they have to clean it up. Then they
Right.
get out, get new locations.
Yeah, but
Anything to, it was kind of crazy. So I also have to ask, because I've been seeing these parking signs come up.
Yeah.
You've got some at the health center now. It has the Will County sign that says authorized vehicles. Now, I have a Will County placard,
yeah,
and if I put it in my window, that doesn't mean I can park there, correct?
You're authorized.
sure. Yeah, I don't see why
So
not.
I could park in an authorized spot if I have my Will County placard up there, or is that an assigned spot to someone?
No, normally if it was an assigned spot, it would be numbered spot or they would have the person's name on there.
Okay.
That's just probably designated that, yeah, if
Okay.
you had a placard, I don't see why you couldn't park there.
I'm glad to see the landscaping and the protection of the fire hydrant. How often do we have to replace fire extinguishers?
We just have the company come out on an annual basis, and what they do, they'll do an inspection of, make sure they're up to pressure. They'll check the integrity, and every couple years, I'm not sure the exact date, but they might have to send them out to be hydrostatically tested, but we keep up with them every year and they're up to date.
Because I have just recently learned, it's one of those extra
Yeah.
information things you learn is on the county board. You think, well,
Okay.
think all the interesting thing I've learned, that some fire extinguishers can last up to 25 years. I did not know that. I
Yeah.
thought they had to be replaced like every 2 or 3. So-
No, and we just did the courthouse last week, Saturday, so the company came out on a Saturday morning. And a gentleman comes out like on an iPad and he has the whole courthouse mapped. And there's, I don't know, 160 plus fire extinguishers in the courthouse and plus in the basement in the holding area. So then one of the maintenance techs will go with them and they'll go around and they'll check everything and
I think
it's
this
a
is my
pretty lengthy process.
last question is the automated light system. Was the training for like how to fix it or?
Well, it's for Tyler's guys, and it's pretty much how to control it, how to set up time schedules. Say for instance, if you're going to be in a meeting later, he could go in there, type in there, he can control it, have the lights come on later, have them come on earlier. I'm sure there's a dimming effect and so forth. Yeah, everything now is computerized.
Computerized.
Everything.
So can it be done remotely? Or does it you have to be on site?
I'm sure it could be done remotely. I'd have to find out, but he does it through a computer.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
We have, Mr. Oxley, did you have a question?
No.
Member Berkowitz, do you have a question?
Thank you, Chair Freeman. Thanks for being here today. I
Thank
had a
you.
question about the Veterans Assistance Commission, the Copperfield Building. In your presentation, the construction, which floors are those on?
You know what? I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
What was your question, Julie?
Which floors the construction is on?
First and the
in the
second. Okay, so
VAC?
the floors there are unique.
I'm
Yeah,
asking the question.
And I'm going to help answer it.
Excuse me?
I don't know what floors they were.
So you have the ground level and then the first floor where you enter,
Mhm.
they have that floor and the second floor.
Okay, so I guess the board members know the answer to the question, and does that sound correct, possibly? Okay, is there any construction on the third floor?
No, not right now.
No.
Are there any plans for construction on the third floor?
No.
None that you're aware of
not
at
that I'm
all?
aware of, No.
Okay, is this,
I could find out more for you if you need some more details, though.
I'd like to know, I heard there are plans on the third floor.
All right, we'll find out.
There's plans, and so Bill Fern is not aware of any plans on the third floor of the Copperfield building?
I'll ask Bill when he returns and we will get an answer for you. But for me, I don't know.
Okay. Do you have, sure, in a moment, I'd appreciate that. Do you have monthly meetings on the construction for the Copperfield building, or how does your department communicate?
Well, for the construction, I'm not involved with this construction of the VAC Center. Bill Fern has a couple other gentlemen involved with the construction process.
Okay, okay. Is there anyone in the room that's familiar with it besides you?
Julie, from what I understand from my meeting, from my tour out there, I am the chair and I'm going to help answer your questions. If I have an answer, I can help answer them. They are meeting with them. They go out the person who is assigned from the facilities to the veterans assistant, they're out there pretty much on a daily basis to make sure everything's going to smoothly, checking the blueprints and making sure that everything is on time.
Then you know who those people are then,
I do not know the
Micah?
answer to that.
Okay.
But Bill Fern does because he's the chair of that.
Okay.
And Mr. Mahoney is back there if he'd like to pop up and answer any of
Sure,
these
Mike,
questions.
I'd
I
love,
would love to
I'd
have
love
you come and
Mike's
answer
comment.
some questions. Because from what I understand, they're only doing the renovations on the floors that are having soon to be occupancy. Let me see, 1310. There you go, Mr. Mahoney.
I'm almost there. Thank you so much, Chair. I'm going to turn you off, Ken, so I don't echo. So floors 1 and 2 will be VAC. The third floor is going to be workforce services. Dave Tech and Tom Dolan are our capital development coordinators, and they are out there as we speak right now. Bill's on vacation. And so Ken's normally over at the courthouse, so I can fill in any of the capital questions or construction questions that you
and
may
I
have.
do have more than, thank you, Mike. I appreciate those answers. So I'm just a little surprised how the workforce center came into the picture. I know when the board voted to acquire this property, the focus was on the VAC, the much needed space for the VAC.
Can I just pause you right there? When the board acquired this property in 2019, it was for the CAC, not the VAC. And so the plans have changed. It's been 6 years. Yeah, the
Well, there
clerk's
was a
space.
conversation regarding VAC and the clerk's office, and we can go back and review.
Yeah,
the
let's go
minutes.
back and review it because in
Yeah,
2019, it was
absolutely.
CAC and clerk. So when the board
Absolutely.
acquired it back then, I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Okay,
So-
but I just want to, so now we're bringing in the workforce center. So my concern is about expenditures and costs to the county. I know at the VAC, we're saving $8,000 plus in rent. For the workforce center, if they come into Copperfield, you know, my concern is that our veteran needs are expanding. And we need to know, keep in mind strategically that we need to have that ability to grow, especially in the northern part of Will County, our veteran needs are expanding. And we also consider the needs of the family as a whole. A veteran they've got a family standing behind them, and we also have to support them. So my concern is, are we taking away the ability to expand those services in Copperfield? There's another floor above that. Is the VAC only getting those 2 floors?
To address your concerns, the VAC, and I'm going to use round numbers, I believe they have 12,000 squares of space right now. They're going to have 35,000 after this.
So it's more than double.
Correct.
So will that be 2 floors plus or just 2 floors?
2 floors plus what?
Is there the ability to expand?
They're expanding currently in the first and second floors.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no. So they're first and second floor, third floor is now workforce center. So,
Correct.
so is the workforce center paying a rent for that space, or do we fund it? How does that work?
The good news on this is we are currently paying rent on workforce services, and we will no longer be.
And do you know what that rent is?
It's about $250,000 a year.
A quarter,
Million.
$250,000 a year.
okay. So, and the county pays that,
Yes.
so that's, okay, $250,000.
Yeah, I believe that's about it.
A year.
Yep.
That will
Now,
no longer
then
be
that
paid.
means the current facility, do we own or lease that?
That's when you rent space, you don't own it. So we
So
rent.
we will no
We
longer,
will no longer be renting.
okay, so they're moving out and they're going into the 3rd floor.
Correct.
All right, who's funding the construction of the third floor?
The county is paying for construction. We own the building.
Does that have to come before the county board?
The
Does
county,
it-
yes, it did. Yeah, you, I believe, voted in support of it. And so, yes, that was for the renovation of the Copperfield building.
For the workforce center?
Yes.
We voted
Yes.
specifically.
Uh,
So
y-
Can you provide us with that
Yep,
documentation?
and
Because
I'll help you out
I-
and I'll save Chuck the time on it. It's last year's budget.
I'd still like,
It would just be November of
I-
last year, whatever the vote would be.
Chuck, I'd love it if you could provide that approval for the workforce center on the third floor. Mike, I'm
Yeah,
trying to refresh
yeah,
my
no,
mind.
I know, we all need a little refresher. You don't vote floor by floor, right? So you voted to approve construction project money for the Copperfield project, so.
Okay, and it said 250, so what is the construction cost for the third floor?
The third floor, I don't have an exact figure for you. We're is trying to stay under 3.5 for the buildings build out.
Okay, and then, so my question is, the fourth floor,
Mhm.
my concern is, we had an opportunity to create a focused center for our veterans countywide. And the VACs are trying to work together throughout the region and the state to provide comprehensive care. 2 floors, I have a concern, we're going to find ourselves in the same situation where we don't have enough room, we don't have enough ability to take care of our seniors. So how do we
This is,
have a
this is
conversation
not
about
for
the fourth
seniors. I mean,
floor?
there are senior veterans, but this is not for
Senior veterans,
seniors.
veterans.
And so it's just for veterans. You can be an elderly veteran, you can be a young veteran, so it's for veterans. The good news is your concerns are unwarranted. We are doubling the space, tripling the space that VAC currently has. And, we meet with the VAC regularly. I met with them, what's today, Tuesday, last Thursday, call it. I met with Jen, the president over there, and everything's going great. Everybody is thrilled with the space they're getting, and they are building out their behavioral health. And the fourth floor is one, we don't have the budgetary implementation space for it right now. And 2, we're working on about a 5-year plan with the VAC for future space needs and what that fourth floor can entail. And there's also some additional space on the first floor that is the second floor. Technically, it's the ground floor. As Micah said, it's kind of an interesting layout. Second floor that they are looking to do as well. And it all comes down to, one of the thoughts with this space would be emergency housing for homeless veterans. That's going to need a zoning change. That's going to need 24/7 staffing. And so we're putting together a 3 to 5 year plan in place to see if that's a reality. Now, with the federal budget cuts that we are seeing across the board in veterans services, there's talk in DC that will trickle down to the local level. That's what they want. I believe that the administrator's name is Doug Collins, not the Bulls coach, but Doug Collins. I think I'm getting that right. And so they are talking about providing more local services. They have not figured that out yet. Obviously, there is a veterans campus that is going out there. We are expecting that the federal renovation of their space, it's been delayed a little bit, will probably be a spring implementation. And then the Hope Manor out there is obviously currently operating. So this is a first in the nation Veterans Center. I don't have any concerns about future space needs for a VAC. We are working through that at all points in time. And the space that they are currently in, very constrained, the space that they will be moving into in the next 5 months or so, and call fall, what would we call it? A celestial fall, December 21st, maybe. So when they move into that space, it's going to be nearly triple their space needs now. And they have it all built out as to what they're looking for. And our immediate needs are going to be behavioral health services. We met with their behavioral health coordinator last week as well and talked about how we're going to start ramping up their behavioral health services for veterans once they move into the new facility. So that's going to be priority 1, and then kind of a 3 to 5 year plan as I laid out. Also with that, the fourth floor can go to, and this is just timing on things. There's a lot of NFPs in the area that love to work with veterans. They are always in need of space. And if we are to get to that point to build out space for them that they would rent from the county, that's always an opportunity as well. The state uses space within that facility and will be using space within Copperfield for Veterans Affairs as well. So.
And it also has a physical therapy area.
Correct. Yes, the gym is going to be a big portion of it. There's been equipment sitting in that building since 2019 when the county acquired it. I know the chair toured it. The locker rooms are nearly completed at this point in time during the demo, and the gym's nearly refurbished. So things are moving along and progressing. We are hopeful for fall. I don't see any real wood around here. We have the air handlers for the top of the building, which have been on order for, 20 weeks now. We are expecting a late September delivery date. I'm trying not to jinx it. So hopefully that will still come true. Yeah. So that is our big concern point is you have with tariffs and supply chain issues, you never know what you're going to run into anymore.
And I'm very glad that you mentioned that it's like the first in the nation, because that's exciting. I thought it was the first in the state, but if you say nation, I'll take it.
Yeah. First in the nation for this type of campus.
Right. So Julie, did he answer your questions?
Thank you, Mike. I
No problem.
appreciate
Thank you. We have Mr. Oxley next.
I think if we want to reserve the fourth floor for veterans, we should do so.
And then we have member Trainier.
Well, I'd love to see us have a great article in the NACO newspaper about our first in the nation vet center. I have two comments or questions. Do we have any data that shows that we have this increased need for veteran services? I know we have had a huge loss of veterans in our country from not only World War II, but also Korea and Vietnam. So, and I'm just speaking from my own veteran services clubs in my community. There are very few young people that join, and those that are still there are, there's no polite way to say it, so I'll just let it go.
Anything I would speak on of that would be anecdotally. I know talking to the VAC regularly, they have seen an increase in behavioral health services that they are providing in the community.
Sure, no, that totally makes sense based on my experience with VA hospitals. Speaking of the hospitals, we have the clinic that's right there. Obviously, have we spoken with them at all? Do they have any space needs? Is there a way we can work together? Because I know they provide behavioral health as well.
Correct. And Jen Solom, the director over at the VAC, she is in absolutely regular contact with them. They are thrilled about this project. So much so we've had pretty decent communication with the federal government about openings and ribbon cuttings and things of that nature. So yes, there is communication going on all fronts. People are very excited about this project.
And I'm guessing you know about this, but maybe our fellow committee members don't know. The federal government also has vet centers. I actually attempted to organize the employees at those vet centers, and I'm trying to remember the locations, but it seems like there was one in the Orland Park area. There was one in like the Oak Park area, and I feel like I went to a third one somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
What's the neighborhood we always hear about in Chicago that has financial issues, that had the Whole Foods that went down the toilet? That neighborhood, the way south on Halsted, anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think I know what you're talking about, the specific names of the centers. I can't tell you, but I think one was on an old Cook County Hospital site. Yes.
And they don't do anything like what we're going to be doing, but they do have services there. They're very small offices. They don't have any sort of recreational.
Yeah, it's a lot of
activities.
benefit service
Yeah.
space, if I recall.
So one of the things I did learn was as far as communication between the VAC and us and the VA has a parking lot that is right now kind of unusable.
Right.
And they're going to be redoing that because they anticipate a need once ours gets opened.
The
So they
overflow.
are going to be
Yeah, 'cause
having a spot for us to use parking as well.
They still have the parking across the street for the employees, right? That's the way I remember it when I was there
That's how I'm
organizing. those
thinking it
folks.
is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. And there's going to be 2 empty plots out there that will be turned into parking by the feds.
Mhm.
They are running into an issue on their renovation on some underground stuff that they found structurally from the old Silver Cross Hospital that they got to sort through, which has kind of held them up a little bit. But we were hoping to be on a similar time frame, but the federal renovation is going to be pushed till at least spring, if not further.
So everybody's really working together
Yeah,
out there.
no, that's wonderful to hear. And that's what I wanted to kind of check out to make sure that we're all on the same.
Do you have any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, Mr. Balich.
Yeah, I have something for old business.
We aren't there yet.
Pardon me?
Well, we're
Not-
still on facilities updates.
Oh, I thought it says old business on there.
Yeah, but we're under the facilities updates. We haven't
I
finished
thought
that
he was
yet.
done. Okay,
Well, we're still
I just
asking
had
him
a-
questions.
can I just tell you and then I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go
call
ahead,
me
Steve.
again. I got a call from somebody and they're complaining about animal welfare. And I guess there's no room in our animal welfare facility that we have in the county. And then they partnered up with Naperville, and Naperville can't handle it no more. They're overfilling. So I don't know what the circumstances are, so I'm asking you to get with Anna or whoever, and let's get to the bottom of it and see if we have to increase the size of animal welfare. And that might go into the stuff, the project that they're doing with the road district, with on the east side. So maybe, I don't know, Dave actually brought it up a couple times, but now I got calls.
So sometimes I'm just amazing myself. And this is one of those moments. So I actually toured that one a long time ago when my daughter adopted a cat. And they were very crowded. What happened was with COVID, people adopted animals and then COVID ended and they got rid of their animals. And there was so many animals. It was sad to walk through there. But from what I understand, because a lot of agencies through the COVID years, they quit taking our animals for us, the adoptive services elsewhere. But from what I'm understanding, and I'm hoping Mike can correct me if I am wrong,
I am here for
is
it.
that they are doing better. Their numbers for the animals are coming down and they are getting more agreements with other agencies. Am I correct?
Correct. And yep. And so I was just over at Animal Protective Services yesterday. We have Director Peyton has 2 new members of her leadership team. So we went over to talk with them about their visions and dreams for the department and kind of see where we're at on some things. And so I think it's a little premature, but APS is a self-funded agency through rabies tags sold throughout the county. But that building design, well, a newer facility, much newer facility, considering like a space like this, was not designed to house animals.
Gotcha.
And we have run into a significant crisis since the COVID pandemic that caused high rates of animal adoption and now high rates of abandonment. I think we're at, right now, there's 2 dogs over there and 8 cats for the Whiskers at Work program, which is very fun. If you do own a barn and have a mouse problem, we have cats for you. But talk to Anna, she might be able to help.
And if I can interrupt, I do know that Animal Protective Services will be at the public safety and Thursday.
I just brought it up here because if there is a problem, Mr. Oxley brought it up that we have to get with,
I agree.
if we're gonna buy another piece of land, we got that building and maybe that's what we use. That's what they brought up.
I had heard about the problems back in
But
like
that we need
December.
capital,
Right.
so. that's
So
why
I heard
brought
about it in December and I had thought
Yeah.
about bringing it forward, but then I was told that because the numbers were coming down as far as,
Yeah, and we've
Yeah.
had an arrangement with the shelter in Naperville to help us house and do adoptions, just because it got to we at one point in time, and don't quote me on the exact number, but I think we were trying to house about 40 dogs at a facility that was built to hold maybe 2 or 3 at a time. But that being said, self-funded agency, I believe in this committee next month, you'll probably have the beginning stages of the master planning document and at least a review of what White has figured out talking to people. And with that, we hope to have a better plan as to what APS looks like space-wise in the future and that type of thing. And just as a note for everyone out there, DuPage was an older animal protection facility. They just recently opened a delightful new facility, and it's kind of a model now in the area. But everybody's running into this problem that had a facility design before 2020.
but Steve, I'm hoping that with all of this, you now have something to take back to your
I don't know
constituents.
the answer. That's why I brought it up.
Right.
That's all.
So
Mike-
now you at least have something you can tell your constituents. So,
Micah.
I'm sorry,
Micah,
Ogalla
I've been
was,
waiting.
I'm going to go to Ogalla and then I will come to you.
I-
Member Ogalla.
Thank
who
you.
has just come forward.
Thank you. So, a lot of you are new on the board, but when the animal protection building, the new building was built, it was built with the ability to be added onto. So I don't know if we're looking into that as well, but it's true. We never housed animals before because we always work with the agencies. And what you said, Micah, actually happened. It's unfortunate people got pets and then got rid of pets. They had to know someday they were going to go back to work. But I don't know if we've looked into expanding the existing building because it was designed to be expanded. So do you know, Micah, is that?
To answer that question, it has the capability to be expanded. It's going to be a decision as to what the board wants to do, whether it's going to be land ac for a new building to add on. The one issue that I don't want to say perpetually run into, but it is if we are to house out there, which we had been previously doing on a large scale, the sheriff's shooting range is out there. And if you have a dog and have the 4th of July, you know that sometimes energy percussions of that nature can really trigger animals. And so that had become a problem that we did not anticipate about a year ago as we were dealing with the amounts of animals we were housing. So.
Right. That makes sense that the animals would be bothered. I don't know how often the sheriff's department shoots. And we could probably build the area that they'd be housed in to be soundproof and then, walk them outside as needed. I don't know. So, but I just wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people are new and they do not know that the previous building was designed with the intent that it could easily be expanded.
That is correct.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that would be covered in the facility needs, which should be coming up next month on our agenda.
Yeah, September. Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Member Berkowitz.
Thank you, Micah. So I have a comment regarding the agenda item we should be on, and then the agenda old business we're talking about now. Couple years ago, the board did approve an expansion of the animal control or animal welfare building. They came before us. They told us they didn't have enough room. They needed to expand and go back to housing animals, and we gave them that approval. Did it not get expanded? I think, Chuck, if you can go back to our meetings, I know, I know, but it has happened, and I just wonder why. Was that not sufficient? I mean, so this would technically be the third expansion. Well, again, I'm saying they came before us. It was approved. We did tell them we understood the situation and they would expand. So I guess my question is if they didn't act on it, I guess I'd like to find out if they didn't act on it because they were given that. And I thought there was a budget allocated. I would have to go back through my minutes to take a look at that. So can we sort of have a little summary of the history and where we're going forward regarding this?
Yeah, and I guess to your point, it doesn't seem like anyone here is remembering a vote on an expansion.
Actually, I'm going to interrupt again. I actually remember something about they needed the outdoor kennel area and they were hoping to expand if they needed to out in that area. They were also asking if they could put them in like the garage area.
Yeah, I think there was,
And Judy's shaking her head, yes, and I do believe that was the
yeah,
conversation.
there are kennels in that building.
And we
yes.
did give that approval and there are kennels in that area and they did expand the outdoor area just in case they needed to put outdoor kennels or something there with the.
There are no
fence
outdoor,
there.
there's
No,
fencing
not.
there.
Madam Chair, if I
But
may
I'm
interrupt, please,
Can I?
Let's leave-
Is it possible for
please.
me to finish?
on the Vice Chair, thank you. Let's let staff look back in the minutes and find out what it is and report back to us on it. Then we'll end the question. We'll have the comment, we'll have the full answer.
Excellent idea. Do you have any more questions?
Yes, I'd like to. And I'd also like to say, I understand you want to finish the topic, but why couldn't we consider doing this in the Pace Building? It's an excellent location. It's right in the heart of downtown Chicago where all these people who have the pets need the services. It's a beautiful building. We purchased that building. I think this is a great opportunity for the Pace Building. We wouldn't need to construct a new building. We wouldn't have the issues with the range being nearby. So I just want to throw that out. I think there's a lot of possibility there. And I just want to share information with my fellow county board members regarding the needs for veterans. Our veterans are not dying out. We have a young generation of veterans, thousands and thousands of them surrounded here. I'm a member of the Judd Kendall VFW, lifetime member of their auxiliary there. I work with veterans practically every day. It's a part of my life. Outside of this board, it's a part of my life, the fabric of my life. And we have younger veterans that are getting cancer, that are struggling and need services. And this is a day-to-day struggle. So it's not just mental health. It's also medical conditions. They're coming back with PTSD and other things we cannot even imagine.
Burn pits.
And so the need is increasing, the demand is increasing. And again, like I mentioned before, it's not just that veteran there. It's the family members standing behind that veteran, maybe the parents that have to take care of and be there, dedicate their life. Maybe it's a spouse and children. So there is a critical need, and no, they are not dying away. And thank God we have people who are still willing to step up and serve this country.
So I appreciate Mike responding to that, and the VAC is aware. And I think that in that note, that with the expansion of what we're doing for the VAC and being so close to the VA and I can't remember, it's the Hope Manor. I really do feel that Will County call me optimistic. I think Will County is going to be a spotlight for other counties to follow suit. And as far as old business and other old business, it is true, Mr. Balich asked a question, we just kind of followed through. So if we're done with old business, we're going to move to other old business. And Herb, do you have, hold on. There we
Fern
go.
presentation. Fern, let me first of all, you did a very good job. Those were very
Yes,
impressive pictures. And 98% completed, hundreds of work orders. May I ask this question, if you know, maybe Bill knows that, were there any injuries that you're aware of? None? Marcy's shaking her head. I go by Marcy. All right.
I haven't heard of any.
Very good job. Thank you, sir.
All right. We are in other old business. I would like to say we are our first meeting dealing with our new one portal. And this is a big step for us. If our chief of staff doesn't mind piping in about how we're doing with all of this, I would appreciate that. I know Tim has put a lot of effort training us.
You know, I think we're all very pleased to say that we are doing right now our first round of meetings this month on one meeting, which is the new software system. This is a long time in coming. The system was purchased back in October of 2023. One of the first things that Speaker Van Dyne insisted upon when he came on board was to get the system up and running. We are doing this. We've brought on Jackie Rogers. Jackie did an amazing job over the last 4 or 5 months in essentially building this system up from scratch. She's been working around the clock. She coordinated a lot of the training with her users, people who actually input items into the system. She coordinated the training with our own staff members as well. So it's just been a lot of work. It's been probably the thing that's been consuming the most of her time over the past 5 or 6 months. I want to say too, just it doesn't seem like a big deal, maybe because it's such a behind the scenes issue, but it has consumed a lot of the county board staff's time over the last several months. You know, and you've got a great team that's been working hard to make sure the public is aware of how to use it. We've got a training manual posted online. Tim has worked very hard with all of you as county board members. He's reached out to everyone, and everyone who's gotten back to him, he's trained you all on how to access the system. I know our two admin assistants are working very hard, both balancing the old system and getting acclimated with the new system as well, working on minutes and all of that is also. It is not the system I think that we would have selected had we had an opportunity to pick it. As I said, it was, purchased more than a year, well, almost 20 months ago at this point. I think Jackie has found a lot of workarounds within the system to make sure it functions adequately. I think in the end, it seems like, and we know that we're not getting a lot of questions or concerns from board members. So that kind of tells us that in the end users, that it seems pretty functional at this point. That I think we like the agendas. I think they look clean. I think that it's pretty intuitive in how the public's able to interact with it and how the county board members are able to interact with it. The only concern I think we've got right now, and Jackie will continue to deal with workarounds. I think the only thing that we've got is, just to be clear, the everything works up through July. All of the old meetings are archived through July of this year. All of the new meetings that come on board will have all three availability of all of the ways that you can access them through an HTML, through which has links to all of the supporting data, through a whole data package on it, and then also through the face of the agenda. So again, your county board team, they've been working really hard. I'm really proud of what they've been able to accomplish. And we're glad to start actually being able to work on the investment that we paid for quite some time ago.
What kind of investment is it? Can I ask? I mean, because I'm finding out that I remember back in the day where they were like, oh, computers are going to save us all money. And what I'm finding is, I think maybe paper was cheaper, worse for the environment. But I'm just curious, how much is this? What is the cost?
The cost, the system was bought in October of 23 for $27,000.
And then there's obviously a subscription, because you can't just get something
Right,
for
right.
one-time fee. You have to have
We
so many
renewed
subscriptions.
the subscription. Again, we renewed the subscription in January of this year for, I believe, $19,000. There was also a data migration fee as well. I want to also thank Marcy from our staff. She managed to negotiate back with Granicus, and she negotiated that fee down to half of what it was. That's about $5,000 that we ended up saving on the migration fee as well.
Way to go.
So.
All right. Well, I am enjoying it. I think that the downloads are hopefully going to be a little bit better, but
We'll see. We ask for your
We'll-
patience as you move through this process, and we will continue to address your needs as they arise.
and we have a question with Jackie
Yeah,
Craner.
just about the system, you mentioned you archived all the old stuff, and I'm glad. Do I access it through the new portal, or do I have to go to the old one?
For the time being, you can go back, anything from July back for a while, you'll be able to access.
Through
Minute Track.
IQM?
Yeah,
Minute Track?
through Minute Track.
I just call it IQM because
Right.
that's what comes up on the URL.
Eventually, maybe next year. Yeah. So
That's the new one.
that's the new one,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But for the time being, you'll be able to access through IQM, the old, you'll be able to get the
Oh, but it's
HTML.
Two.
It's there too.
Okay, I think
It's-
Tim showed me, but I kind of forgot.
Mm. So.
Okay,
the-
Vanna.
The only difference is on the old meetings that have been transformed over, you've got to download the whole package and then search the whole package. That was what the data migration contract.
Isn't that what we always did?
No, on the prior system on Minitrack, you can go on and you can hit the HTML
Oh, and just
and
look at the
go
agenda.
item by item by item to download
Yeah,
those systems, yeah.
But no, I actually prefer being able to download it all at once, because then I just know that's the one document I need to open and then just go down. Just
Then-
me.
Then you won't notice a change at all.
Yeah, because I hated that. Every time I clicked on something, I had to download another thing and then I had to remember the number to know which item it was that I was looking for. Whereas this was kind of nice. It did say meeting or agenda. So it had a title.
Yep.
And I forget which one was which, but one of them had the whole deal and the other one had just the agenda.
A control F will help you search.
Oh, I
those.
don't do those DOS moves. Come on, baby.
Maybe that's another training.
Yeah.
Did he answer your question though?
Yes, he
One
did.
more
Thank
thing.
you.
Wonderful.
Copies of the instructions have been placed also for, on the new system. They're placed in all the county board members' mailboxes.
Yeah, it was a very thorough. I have, moving on, I have no new business. I think we've covered it all. Is there any public comment out there? Public comment going once, twice, third strike, we're done. I have no announcements by the chair. I think we've covered all of that too. Any need for executive? No need for executive. Can I get a motion to adjourn by Trainier, seconded by Herb Brooks? Our next meeting is scheduled for September 2nd.